This is the beginning of a discussion about functions of several variables. And what we mean by that essentially is that we're now going to allow two independent variables. This is in contrast to what we saw in algebra, where we only had one independent variable and one dependent variable. When we were in algebra with one independent variable, one dependent variable, what we obtained was a two-dimensional function where the input was an x value and the output was the corresponding y value. So let's take a look at how this is different. When we have a function with two independent variables, the domain or the allowable inputs are going to be a region in the xy plane. And that domain region is going to contain xy ordered pairs, and each of those elements as an ordered pair is going to map to only one z value, which means that it'll generate one z value output. So the domain of this function is going to be a region in two-dimensional space. So here is our three-dimensional coordinate system, and we're basically just looking forward at the first octant. So we've got the positive x-axis, the positive y-axis, and the positive z-axis. And let's consider this to be a surface function. The graph of it is going to end up looking like a surface. I'm going to draw the domain region as being rectangular in the floor to start here. It is a two-dimensional region in the xy plane. Now the domain elements are xy ordered pairs within this two-dimensional region, and each of these elements would then be plugged into the surfaced function to yield a z value that comes out. So each of these ordered pairs is going to map to a corresponding z value that is on some larger surface up above that domain region. So when we plug an ordered pair into the function, we get a corresponding z value out, and that's going to give us an x, y, z ordered triple that lies on the surface. And every element in this domain, every x, y ordered pair in the domain is going to map to its own corresponding z value, giving us multiple ordered triples, and all of that taken together yields the graph of this surface function. Now, the range of this surface function is going to be the set of output values. Remember, f at xy is z, so these are the output values that are generated or such that the xy element that was plugged into the function was actually an element of the domain. So what this says in set builder notation is the set of all z values such that the xy ordered pair that generated it was in the domain. And so we would say here on our graphical interpretation, that's just going to be the range of z values. Let's say the lowest one is z0 and the highest one is z1. So we would end up with elements in the range that are hitting the highest z value on the surface and the lowest z value on the surface. And all of the output values on the surface would be in between these two range elements.